Welcome to Tenacious Entrepreneurs, where perseverance meets purpose and every setback is just another step forward. Join us as we dive into the journeys of entrepreneurs who faced failures, embraced change, and emerged stronger than ever. Whether you're dreaming big or already on your way, this podcast is here to remind you that the end is only the beginning. Stay inspired, stay tenacious, and let's conquer the entrepreneurial world together.
Hey, this is Joey Dupont, your host. Welcome back to the Tenacious Entrepreneur Show, where we're telling stories from entrepreneurs that actually made it through tough challenges in their lives and how they made it to push through. Today we got a special guest on the show. Courtney Randall is going to be sharing a lot of life decisions that she's made with us, and she's really a executive coach, is what she do, coaching and consulting and social media. And I actually just hired her to help me with some of my social media. So thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
This is a really interesting and great opportunity. I have become a business consultant because of where I come from. Most people start with their childhood and making decisions. So I come from a neighborhood where most people need opportunities, and I have found a way to provide opportunities to those in need. And so I find entrepreneurs like yourself very interesting because you pave the same way for other people.
3 weeks ago, I think before we even met, I hired a company out of the Philippines that does sales leads. And I mean, I sat down with them and told them everything we're going to do, and because we're going B2B, and I'm trying to knock doors and it's really hard to get in front of a business person. That's a tough call. So I was like, I found this, amazing, platform. And I was like, hey, I talked to the guy, he spoke English. And I was like, okay, do your people speak English? And how can we, and I went through the whole process. I gave them a complete SAP and gave them everything, operations and SOP, the operations procedures and stuff, the way I want to do things and everything, that did all my homework, got everything done. And I handed it to him, and then he sent me a contract back. Most people don't read those contracts, but I sat down and read the contract, and I was like, and then I took the contract and I pushed it into ChatGPT, and I said, okay, Chat, tell me what I'm missing, because I see this, and this is a problem. What do you see? And I have the $200 a month ChatGPT, so it actually tells me, it's a college degree level to where it tells me what I'm asking, and I've taught it enough to where it learned. And thank God it had a $50,000 out clause for every one of his employees that he was going to hire for me to do sales. It had a $5,000 out clause if I just fired him. It had all these different things were holy cow. And when I brought it up to him and said, hey, this is what I found this problem, can you change all this? He goes to me. Never called me back. Never. And so I'm saying that's what's out there.
Yeah.
For the average entrepreneur. They just don't see it, that there's all these horrible things that can happen. And so I think the value that you can add to a team is to say, look, right now, if I go into Price LeBlanc, Toyota, and I say, I'd like you to advertise on, my TV station. He sends me to a marketing agency, and the marketing agency says, okay, what is your, total views? What is your, amount of money we're going to invest? How much we're going to pay per view? He gets all this stuff, and then they either say yes or no. But I've got somebody that's evaluating whether they should say yes or no, not the owner of the company. And I think that's where your value add could be, is to be hey, before you click that button at midnight to say I'm going to sign up for this AI
Let's
thing.
chat first.
No, I'm saying send me a text or an email hey, I'm thinking about signing up for this. What do you see? And then allowing somebody that has rational, forethought to say, okay, well, we can't plug this in to go high level, and it doesn't have this, and it doesn't have that, and it doesn't have this, and what right now, I do that in ChatGPT.
I do too.
I literally plug it in ChatGPT and say, hey, do I need this because I've got this?
You can make a custom bot. I have custom bots with, so I own my own company, OmniChrono, and that's custom coaching for multiple doors owners. And then I have Local Business Academy with Dr. Brad. And that's just a free thing that we do for entrepreneurs to be able to get information. And so we provide tools and blogs and bots and things for them to ask questions. And so we do have a resource for that.
Well, I think that's valuable. I guess
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I'm throwing out to you. Like,
Absolutely.
I think it's valuable to be able to check that box
Mm-hmm.
for an entrepreneur, to be able to say, hey, I have somebody that I can send that to, and they can give me an educated answer that's not just pay me the money,
Right.
but like, hey, you have this, like, for instance, I have my own Go High Level, but like you were like, hey, I've got a Go High Level account that you can operate underneath. And I think that's super wise, because the more you can tie in
If I can
things,
save you some money, I'm gonna save you some money.
it's not that. I'm talking
I
about from
know.
your side of the table. The
Right.
more that I can tie in things, the harder it is for you to untie.
That too. I mean, I thought about that
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
started my company.
Yeah.
I needed a tool to show people KPIs, because as a coach, like I said, I'm really big on making sure I can show you the numbers.
Break that down. Okay, so for the people that are listening, like KPI.
So key performance indicators are a way that you can measure your return on your investment for marketing dollars, payroll, cost of goods sold.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We just got into like discussing, and I
Yeah.
forgot we're on camera.
I know. It's a good conversation.
Yeah, but I think this is important for people to grasp. Entrepreneurs that are like that your KPI, like,
Right. So
yeah,
if you're going to hire a business coach, any business coach, if they don't provide KPIs or don't explain to you what KPIs you should be watching, you should watch out for them.
or if they just say it just to make themselves sound smart.
True.
Yeah.
I use Go High. I knew I had to pay for Go High Level. It's $500 a month, and I was like, look, I will pay for this, and I will give it to all my clients for free if I need to. I don't care. I've got to be able to show these people what I do for their business over time. I've got to be able to measure it. And so when you work with new entrepreneurs, their biggest hurdle seems to be paperwork. They are not sure how to do their bookkeeping, how to track their QuickBooks, what to link to. They might have a credit card for, their eBay fees or their SEO and PPC, and then they've got this other like ACH charge coming out.
Back up, because you're saying all kinds of key words. You got to
Sorry.
start breaking them apart now. Like,
Okay.
they may have what for what?
Okay. So in your profit and loss statement in QuickBooks, you have to break down each bucket of your spending to know what's working and what's not, and if you're profitable or not. So I spend a lot of time with new entrepreneurs helping them determine what they're actually spending. Is it coming out of your personal account or your business account? Do you have a business account? Because as simple as that sounds.
And are you treating the business account like your personal piggy bank?
It can be like that a lot.
Yeah.
Actually, for a lot of entrepreneurs, like I put my money under my mattress and, I don't know what my numbers exactly are. They don't know what they can invest in marketing, which is so sad, because that's where you get more business.
Yeah. When I start a business, what I do, and this is like a healthy thing for entrepreneurs out there, is that I evaluate like, what would I pay somebody to run this company if I didn't have to do it? Like, what would be that percentage? Because I always do it on percentage. I don't do it on dollar amount, because that's not fair. Because if you start a company and you only make $10,000, you can't take a $10,000 salary, because that's what you would pay somebody. You have to say, well, okay, I would pay 25% or 35% to a CEO to run this company. That's all you can pay yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if you only made, $5,000 that month, it doesn't mean you have $5,000 to spend. You see what I'm saying? You only have $3,500. And the rest of the money has to stay in there. I recommend 25% is a really healthy number, because you're going to have to pay sales guys 20%. You're going to have to pay your CEO a percentage. You're going to have to pay the actual person to manage the sales guys a percentage. But 25% is a healthy number that your company can survive. But if you're like just taking every dime out of it, it's the hard decisions that I'm telling you. Like I'm preaching the choir a little bit, because I struggle with this. Like, I go back in and rob from Peter and pay Paul until Peter starts saying, "Yo, I ain't got no more money. What are you doing?" Tell Paul he's going to get paid today.
Not today.
Not today. So I'm saying, like, taking that 25% and making that a healthy thing, to where now I can draw the 25% out, and that's what I can draw. And if the company didn't make enough money, then I need to go ahead and get another job.
Yeah.
Or shut the company down, take it behind the barn and shoot it, like Mr. Wonderful would say. Like, you gotta evaluate, like, is this healthy? And if you don't have people to hold you accountable to that, then you've got to get that. Like, so I have a coach that coaches me, but he doesn't know anything about my finances. He just helps me dream. He helps me to be able to take that dream and make it into bite-sized pieces. He helps me evaluate how to hire a staff and how to hire a team and how to do all that kind of stuff. My wife is the one that actually holds me accountable my accounting side of things, where she'd be like, hey, you took out this money, and I know you want to go on that trip, but it has nothing to do with this company.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like I'm
No,
just
it's very hard. It's easier for me to judge someone else's books than to look at my own books. 100%. That's every entrepreneur. I think you get to, when you first start, it is your personal account funding your business.
Yeah.
And so when you go to do that divide where you actually have the money and you're like creating your new accounts, like that's the early stage of entrepreneurs. I find the majority of the entrepreneurs that I'm attracting right now are well-established businesses, but they don't have every lever pulled just yet. Like there's still work that could be done to help them streamline and see everything in one spot instead of logging into 5 apps and not having a real picture of their business. That's why
I hire a CPA for that.
That's why I like go high level. Well, CPA, yeah. Like,
No, I'm talking about for the financial side.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is like you came from in your mind, I want to be an accountant. And I'm saying you can actually apply that to.
It comes all the way full circle. It does.
You can apply that to like what you're doing. Like, hey, anything that is marked as advertising in your QuickBooks, I need to see it. Like if it's marked advertising, let me see what you're spending the money on. Because that includes my YouTube account, that includes my expenses. Like that's just.
Yeah. The flip side to that is some people, like I said, they spend thousands of dollars every month in marketing, and then they don't know which channels are actually working. They get like a 29 page report from the marketing vendor, and it's like everything looks green, so we must be good. But then, in their actual CRM or customer relations management software, they actually have to tag those leads. And so just the ops side of managing your leads and which buckets they go in, if you're doing like commercial versus residential type services, adding drop downs to your website so you can pick which bucket your leads are going to go into, and getting really granular with where your dollars are spent, I think is the key to businesses working or not working.
Yeah.
And what you pay yourself, and if you mess up your taxes or not, that's probably a big piece of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is that if you can choke out a young business, like if you're taking it to the extreme because you're trying to live to the level of the other people. Everybody else is going to see such and such speak at this event, and it's $10,000 to get there, and I'm just going to pay myself, the $10,000 because I deserve it. You don't deserve it. You haven't made it, and just because you have a credit card that can pay it doesn't mean that you deserve it. Like now the company has to pay that credit card bill. So I'm preaching to the choir on a lot of this. I'm speaking it as an entrepreneur, but I'm telling you guys, like, these are some healthy things to evaluate in your entrepreneurial journey. Like, if you're out there and you're not able to afford a coach, it's okay. Download ChatGPT. Like, don't just have the free version. At least pay for the $19.95 version, or splurge and get the $200 a month version and just realize, hey, that's my coach. But then take that and, like she said, create a bot that actually starts learning things. They're really easy to create. It's just, inside of the ChatGPT, you have projects, and you can create the project, and then you can train that project to, like, this is the instructions on the way I think. And what I do is, like, if I'm doing marketing, I take, like, Alex, I can't remember his last name, Hormozy. I take his book and I upload it into that project and say, this is what I'm going to judge this project by. And so if I'm marketing, I need to, and then if I get another book that I really like, I listen to it on Audible, but I upload it into my project and say, hey, this is what I learned this week, and I want to make you hold me accountable to this. You see what I'm saying?
I use it the same way. I've loved it for 3 years.
Yeah. Yes. And there's times where I think I got the mentally challenged ChatGPT because it fights me. I don't know if you've been having that, like, trouble. Like, it
depends on what I ask.
Like, literally, like, it'll tell me, like, okay, I'll create a PDF for you to outline this.
I won't do that.
No. And then, like, the next time I'll be like, hey, create it, like, literally 3 things down, like, hey, create a PDF for me. I can't do that.
Same.
You just told me you would create a PDF, and there's a link right there where I can click that you created, but it just sucked the way you created it. So I'm just saying, like, don't get frustrated with your ChatGPT that, like, hey, it's not doing everything right. If it was doing everything right, it would be a coach.
And you, I shouldn't say this either. You can't upload feet pics either. They will not edit your feet
Oh
pics.
gosh, I am telling you, like it's so funny because like I tell people all the time when I talk to entrepreneurs and they're like, well, my chat GPT is just retarded. Like it doesn't do this, it doesn't do that, it doesn't do this. And I'm like, okay, did you tell it to send me a picture of my third grade teacher, with a short dress on?
Yeah.
Okay, it learned the way you like to think.
No, I just said,
Yeah.
can you put these feet in a bowl of chili for me?
Yeah.
Because obviously I don't want to post my own feet. But
Yeah.
I was thinking about AI feet because I was like,
Yeah.
that might be a good entrepreneurial path. It will not edit feet pics.
Yeah,
So, you know.
yeah. So I'm just saying, it's like I'm challenging, like as an entrepreneur, like really to
Yeah.
drive this home. Like, guys, you need accountability. Like you need somebody to hold you accountable in areas that are very important: your money, your advertising, and marketing, and then your lifestyle. Like if you can afford a coach, then I definitely recommend like to take a chance and hire a good coach. We got a good one right here. She would be amazing to help you guys if y'all are considering bringing on a coach at this level. But if you're not, I don't recommend going out and find a $500 a month coach. I recommend spend $200 a month on ChatGPT and upload all of the books that those $500 a month coaches are trying to read. Upload it in there and let it challenge you on marketing. And then take books on accounting and upload it into the projects and let it challenge you on that. Go High Level is a great tool. I haven't used Go High Level because honestly, it was a lot for me.
It takes a lot to study it. I've had it for 2 years, like just playing for it and using it and learning it. And I've uploaded like 20 friends in there. Just
my
to
brain
test
hurts.
it.
Like whenever I go to Go High Level, like my son
Yeah.
is like a Go High Level nerd. Like, and he's, oh my gosh, he's the one that he paid like $50,000 somebody to come in and coach him on how to do everything. And like he's up here, like he's my son, but he's like, I go to him. I'm like, hey, how do I do this? He actually just sent me a link to the Go High Level and it's like, Dad, I created this account for you. And I'm like,
Well,
I got somebody I'm gonna get to do that.
Send me his number.
I was like, I guess somebody's gonna do that for me. So don't freak out. Anyway, I'm just encouraging. Like, there's some things that like I'm not gifted at, and I know that. So like, I'm gonna get you to do my Go High Level, or I'm gonna get somebody that can do my Go High Level, and I don't have to understand it. I built a Shopify account last night in my sleep because I paid somebody $500 on on Fiverr, and I uploaded out of ChatGPT everything I wanted in my Shopify account and said this is what I wanted to do. But it's because I recognized that I could do it, but I would have to really work hard.
It's like cleaning your house. It's like you could do it.
Well, I have this statement that I say to entrepreneurs all the time: figure out what you're excellent at. It takes 10,000 hours to become that person that's excellent at it. And if you evaluate your time and you spend more than 10% of your time on things that you're good at, you're going to get paid good. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're spending the majority of your time, and 90% of your time, that's what I may have gotten backwards, but you spend 90% of your time on things you're good at, like building websites and, studying Go High Level. And I could learn it, I could master it in 10,000 hours, but I would get paid just good for 10,000 hours. But if I focus on the things that I'm really excellent at, I get paid excellent money, and then I have the money to pay somebody.
It's an enthusiasm thing.
Yeah, I have the money to pay somebody that is already excellent at it.
I am enthusiastic about how I spend my 168 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. I feel like I have, I struggle with that. Like I feel like that, I do take time to evaluate though, like at least, once a month where I'm just like evaluating like, okay, what am I spending the majority of my time on? Like, what am I really, and there's some things I enjoy doing. Like I enjoy creative work. I enjoy building videos. I'm not necessarily excellent at it, but I enjoy it. And it's almost like that's my hobby. So I can play around with that, but I hate doing the accounting work.
I love watching people hit their goals. Like if I can watch somebody have their little moment, I'm so happy about it.
Yeah.
That's what brings me joy.
Yeah.
And so whatever it takes to get that work done is what I like to do. So that's why I like to find special people that want to work with me and then work with them.
Yeah.
And then help them win.
Yeah.
I don't need any credit. I just like to help people win.
Yeah. Well, and I can tell you from the entrepreneur side of the table, like the higher up the entrepreneur chain you go, the more they evaluate. They measure, and that's what they bring into their life is people that can measure, and then people that hold themselves accountable and be like, okay, this is your baseline. This is where you're at. You've got this, many followers. You have this many sales. You've had this many returns of people that actually clicked on that link and said, yes, it is. That's one of the reasons why you and I talked, and I was like, okay, that sounds interesting because I'm not good at evaluating it. But if Go High Level, you have that can create these bots that measure all of this and then can give me the report. That's really what I think entrepreneurs need. They need somebody that can tell them, like, this is the successful thing that you're doing. This worked. You create a funny video, about somebody kicking you off the roof, and that got 10,000 downloads, but zero, people that actually clicked, come evaluate my roof. Yeah. And then you click this other video that was telling people about mold on your roof, and you got like three people that clicked on it and thought it was interesting, but then all three of those wanted you to come in and inspect the roof. For that, that's a great evaluation tool. You follow me?
Yeah, a big part of it is like you're going to choose management fees and tech fees over and over. And so my goal is to help you get a small tech stack that replaces a lot of your management costs. So Go High Level is just all encompassing. So although it might be $500, it's a point of sale, it's a CRM, it's email marketing, it's text marketing.
But all that is only as good as your measurement.
Right. So they do have the reporting in there, which is the beauty of it. I like to take 5 apps from somebody, put them all into Go High Level, and then see the one snapshot of the business all in one spot.
And that's smart.
The purpose of it, because it's like you can log in all these apps and have a puzzle to look at, or you can look at your snapshot of your business all at once. Yeah.
And I think that's like key, is being able to look at the snapshot of your business and actually measure it and figure out like is it working? Is what you're doing working? Because that, to me, that's the most frustrating part. Like I told you before, like I'll throw $100 at an ad and see if it worked, but I don't know how to read the chart to see if it even worked, and I don't know if I got one lead. What are you
comparing it to? What's the time frame?
Because I'm a salesperson, what I evaluate, did it work? Is I say, did I get a lead? Did I actually get somebody to send me their email address and their phone number and said, come see me?
And there's different levels to that quality. You could be getting bots that send you dead people's names and numbers,
Well, and that's it. But to me, like if I get into there and it sends me, a lead, then to me, I can evaluate that and see, okay, what's the quality of the lead, and like because I judge my percentage of close ratio and the amount of, so I'm on the sales side of it that I feel like I'm excellent at, and I can evaluate if I'm given the right data, but getting that data is the reason why I went to hire an outdoor salesperson, outdoor, whatever sales team that's going to call people all day long and because I'm trying to generate those leads. And that's to me, I think the value is like, hey, can you generate the leads? And so your team of people that will actually do social media and then do the ads, as long as they come back in and say, okay, you spent $1,200 this month, we've got 12 leads. Now I need somebody to hold me accountable on what did you do with those 12 leads? How did they work out? How did they convert? Because I had, in one of my businesses, I had Salesforce, and I had it for a year. And I think I spent like $50,000 on Salesforce. And I realized at the end of the year, my sales guys weren't even keying in any of the freaking data. But you know what? I wasn't even asking them about it every month because I'm a salesperson. I'm not a sales manager, so I had to hire a sales manager to be on top of them.
So in the fitness industry, and we'll go back there for a second, I watched this company. They're a fitness company, but they say that they're a tech company. A little confusing, but they build their own technology, their own CRM, their own point of sale, their own email campaign. So instead of using like Constant Contact or something like that, they built their own tech. The problem with building your own tech is the API integrations to every other thing that's going to be better than your stuff for the rest of forever. You have to be able to integrate. And so I chose Go High Level because of its ability to integrate. It's like an iPhone with Android abilities.
Yeah.
It's user friendly. It's easy to use. Although it is a learning curve, I've got a couple years in Go High Level of like seeing it and using it for my business and my friends. when I started taking on clients, it was like I knew still, like if I need to do automations for you, I have people that do that because, like you said, I like to stay focused on the vision overall. Like, are we converting the leads? Are we hitting the number we need? I'm grading the work of the marketers more than I am actually like the production of the marketing. So I have tools that help produce marketing, not just go high level. I have other AI tools that help write the copy, make the videos, things like
If
that.
I have one more person that says, "Hey, we got you 700 likes, and look at all the hearts," I'm like,
I want to get you leads in a
what?
system with phone numbers.
I need to figure out what pushes money into the bank account, and then I'll keep putting money into that and pushing money into the bank account. But if I'm just going after the people that are giving me likes and smiles and all that stupid stuff, then it's like, okay, that doesn't move the needle.
Yeah,
like
so
that's not actually working.
So an example is if we ran ads right now, all the leads would go into Go High Level, which is the customer relations management software.
My son would be eating this up.
Which they would be sold.
Yeah,
into
Case
the
loves
point
this
of
kind of
sale.
stuff. Like he's all about it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like he actually got like an app that he put on his employees' phones, the sales guys, that whenever they walk into a room, it records the entire meeting and transcribes it and throws it up into his bot that he created in Chat GPT and Go High Level, and it critiques and tells them where they missed their points. And like, I'm not there, but
you're not far off.
Yeah,
You
I'm
hired
not.
me.
I'm not there. Yeah, I'm not there. But I'm just saying is like that to me. Like that's like the extreme level of like evaluation is probably the key for this generation. I think and that's the value add that you bring to the table whenever you're talking to people is like, hey, I can help you evaluate. I think if you focused on that and then let them know that, hey, the only way I can evaluate is if I get data. I can't get data, then I can't evaluate, and I can't. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
I think it's like
That's the big thing.
Let me plug in, and I know I'm chastising myself because I haven't given you all the data you needed.
That's okay.
But
actually, hey, we're there. It took
yeah,
us
we're
a
getting
couple
there.
weeks,
We're
but we
getting
got
there.
it.
We're getting there. But I'm just saying is like for the people that are out there that are struggling with their basic understanding of business and how to make this work. What's a good starting point for them? Like, in other words, they can't afford, a coach and all this and in their minds because they're making $5,000 a month, and what I'm saying, like they're straight.
Yeah.
They basically have a job. They don't have a business. Like, what would be the tool? I mean, I know ChatGPT would be like one good thing. Do you recommend Go High Level? Do you think that's like?
It depends on where they're at.
By the way, we're not
honestly.
being paid by Go High Level. This is not a
no.
endorsement.
No, and
but,
truthfully, I could coach without Go High Level
Okay.
for anybody.
So the starter guy that's making $5,000 a month,
doing it.
$10,000 a month, like that's that guy.
Every business should use Go High Level, period. If you have a business, you should probably use Go High Level. Just because it is the iPhone. You could have 5 different apps, but you still got to connect them somewhere. So it's kind of like your hub, if you will. It's like your center point of your business. And I think it's really nice to see, not just nice to see, I think it's necessary to see for your sales team every single day. How many leads did I get today from which sources? Did I convert how many leads from which sources? Which sources have the highest intent? What should my team be doing in town?
If they can't afford, so I'm moving your marketing budget. You got $500 for Go High Level.
Yeah.
You got $200 for.
We don't have to spend $500 for Go High Level.
Okay, so there's a cheaper version.
Yeah, there's like $97. You get 2 weeks free.
Okay, but there's like a $97 version.
$97 version per month. Yeah.
Okay, so $97 a month, $200 a month for a ChatGPT bot that you start creating bots, because I think that's important. I mean, again, guys, ChatGPT is not legal advice. Don't ask it like to write contracts for you and expect it to be right. I've tried to write contracts in ChatGPT and come back and realize that it didn't understand a lot of the stuff I was trying to teach it to do. So don't depend on that. If you don't have an attorney, you can't afford one. I'll tell you, just like the police that pulled you over, you will be appointed one. So I recommend go get something like Rocket Lawyer, something that's like just a basic. So now we've added like $19.95 a month for Rocket Lawyer, $200 a month for ChatGPT, and then Go High Level at least $99. Now all of that stuff is no good if you don't use it, if you don't plug it in. One thing I can tell you is that there's all kinds of different platforms, but I've used Fiverr a lot. And there's a lot of other ones that are out there that are good. But until you can afford to get a coach, you may even go, do you think it's okay to like, where would you suggest them go to get somebody to write the go high level basic stuff for them? Do you think they should just learn it? Or do you think they should hire
I
somebody?
truthfully think that you should meet with somebody who has done enough business dealings to guide you in the right direction, because every business is a little different. Even if you have the right tools, if you don't have time to study them, it's not really going to serve you. I would say the most important thing as an entrepreneur is finding quiet time for yourself to learn.
Yeah.
I wake up every day before the collective is awake, because there's more internet and energy available when everybody's asleep. So if you can get up a little earlier than your day starts and really start putting in like good inputs for yourself, like have a plan for the day, even ahead of the day. But whenever you wake up in the morning, use that quiet time to info sponge. Use your chatbot to ask questions. I like to
Chatbot she's talking about, guys, is in your ChatGPT, and you can use that even to get it to teach you go high level.
Yeah. So like, for spiritual people out there, I like to, when I wake up at a certain time, because I naturally wake up pretty early. If it's like 4:22 a.m. or something, I will go look up Bible scriptures for 4:22 a.m. just to kind of get my day started with something good. And then from there, like I'll think of all the people that I want to help that day. And then I will go back to my chatbot with all my other notes. The best thing about ChatGPT is if you have the $20 version, it kind of stores all of the stuff that you tell it. So I have 3 years worth of telling this chatbot about all my business basically. And so it kind of knows you a little bit over time. And so whenever you start putting in good stuff, you control your algorithm.
It's a little creepy sometimes, because like I've gone in and like, said like today I went in and like, hey, I do this outside of the projects. I just go in and say, hey, I'm trying to figure out how to put closed captioning on my Acorn app on my TV. And it said, you have a Sony model 672. And I'm like, whoa, how do you know what TV I have? Like, are you guys talking like that?
So I want to go back to the controlling the algorithm thing really quick. Because like, okay, when TikTok came around, I was like obviously an early adopter and wanted to learn it because I was in sales and marketing and I had to help my team sell memberships. So I was like, it's the new cool toy. So whenever I got into the TikTok algorithm, I really started learning about like, I'm losing my train of thought. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We're pulling in like TikTok algorithms and training.
Yeah. So I want people to know that TikTok is not scary. It's a tool. There's a STEM portion. I started using it for my daughter's homeschooling actually, because if you need help like answering a complicated math problem, the STEM section of TikTok is really useful. But
didn't know about a STEM section. There's a STEM section?
Yeah.
So what does STEM stand for?
Oh gosh, I'd be lying.
Okay. So STEM
like
is basically for science, technology,
there you
something
go.
and engineering.
Exactly.
Yeah. So engineering and math.
Yeah.
Science, technology, engineering, and math. So
So
there's a section of TikTok that does that. I didn't know that. I always thought it was just a place to look at funny cat videos.
I know, because we're familiar with Reels from Meta, from
Yeah.
Instagram and
Yeah.
Facebook, which is kind of like brain rot a little bit.
Yeah.
A lot of it's brain rot. TikTok is actually more educational, like how to garden, how to cook,
Okay.
how to answer a math problem. So once I noticed, because I did do a little doom scrolling when I first started TikTok, I noticed that the algorithm would feed my emotions. So like if I had bad emotions, it would feed me videos that fed those bad emotions. And if you go on your TikTok and you click your profile and you look to the right, there's a little heart. And if you click the heart, it'll show you every video you've ever liked. And so when I started evaluating what I was liking, I was like, my algorithm's like out of whack because I'm a happy, healthy, like girly. I need to make sure my algorithm matches that. So I stopped scrolling in the newsfeed and started just searching with intent on these platforms.
Yeah.
So as an entrepreneur, I feel like if you had no other tools, use these search engines as search engines. LinkedIn is a search platform. It's like your personal resume, but it's also a search platform full of gatekeepers. So if you're looking for people that might work in hotels or convention centers or, event centers, whatever you might be interested in, you can go to LinkedIn, look at not only the building, but who works in the building. You can click people on LinkedIn and it'll tell you who works there.
Interesting.
Facebook, same thing. It'll tell you like if you're giving away a free workout at your gym, Go look at all the birthdays that Facebook gives you. It'll give you the entire year worth of birthdays for every single person on your timeline. So instead of just saying happy birthday, you could say happy birthday, here's a free workout, and send them a little link, right?
Is there a bot that we can create and go high level to do that?
Probably. There's probably bots that we could do.
I feel like my son's told me that there is a way to
Yeah.
do that. Like you can actually teach it to go in and pull this down and do it.
Yeah. These platforms are free lists of people
That's
in your
interesting.
marketplace,
Information is
essentially.
like the key,
Yes.
like learning the data, learning. So I think like the takeaway from what we're talking about is like, guys, like if you're an entrepreneur, you need to spend time investing in yourself. Stop scrolling through, TikTok just to watch cat videos, and people banging other people's heads against the wall. And if you find that all you see on your feed is, supermodels, guys, it's because you're looking on and liking is supermodels. So I recommend like probably go through and be like, okay, start. It's so funny. Like I've got multiple feeds, because I have, multiple businesses. And on one business, like I'm really into the technology side of things, so it feeds me technology stuff. On another feed, I'm into the television side of things, so it's feeding me all this television stuff. And so like I'm actually training each one of these feeds, and I notice whenever I get in there and it starts giving me stupid stuff, just like, oh, dang, I didn't even have to like it. I just had to sit on it for more than 20 seconds, or 5
Yeah.
seconds. Like if I viewed it for more than 5 seconds, it caught me.
Well, once you start learning the algorithms, that's where the free marketing comes into play. So it's like, that's why I think teams, like staff members of teams of businesses, should be taught how to use these tools for the advantage of the business.
Right.
So there can be more incentives and cash flow for the employees to maybe win a trip or get some cash or have a bonus or a vacation. It's important that your employees are incentivized so they stick with you long term. And so as a business coach, that's like my number one goal, is to figure out where we can free up money and what your team would be good at, and then create systems to where they can be rewarded for those little wins, for the goals that we achieve.
Yeah.
And so I teach them how to use Instagram to get more reach. Because like an example is like, if I wanted to sell business coaching to a bunch of people, Alex Hermosi spent a ton of money creating this pool of people on these channels that all want the same thing. You have to make $1 million. You have to spend $40,000 for the year to work with him. And I'm like, what did I do? I'm like, it's $30,000 to work with me for the year. I go straight to his page. I leave comments. I like all the comments.
My son Case got like $100,000, like something like that. I think it was from Alex. I don't know who it was from, but like he won it because he went to the seminar and he won the thing, and like that's like right in his wheelhouse. I think you guys will get along well. He speaks your language.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna see if I can connect you guys. And I think like really the big takeaway is that I want entrepreneurs to evaluate themselves and as quick as they can get to the point where you can afford to have somebody to hold you accountable on those areas. It may be a CPA on your finances. It may be a coach, a business coach on your business levels, but just realize that it's only, just like we've been talking about, it's only as good as the data you feed it. So if you sit down with your business coach and you say, life is great and everybody's wonderful and everything's great, then how are they going to help you?
Right.
Like, how are they going to actually, you need to be open. It needs to be your priest that
Once
you can
you
sit
start
down and
getting them
confess.
passwords, you know the truth.
Right. You got to be able to
So,
confess.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, this is what's really going on.
Yeah.
I
I think that stops a lot of people from working with me too. Whenever I tell them, like, they're like, I just want you to do my TikTok. And I'm like, if I just do your TikTok and you go viral and your ops are not good, it's going to hurt your business. I don't want to just do your TikTok.
Have you ever heard of the
I
Wendy's
need to
effect?
see- I have, but you can
Okay,
refresh my
the
memory.
Wendy's effect, like Wendy's had a commercial in the 80s, Where's the Beef? Everybody knows that commercial. And whenever it came out, they had lines out the door of people that were coming into Wendy's to buy burgers. It was so effective. It was the most effective commercial that has ever been run for an organization to produce sales. Like, I'm not talking about just like a funny commercial. There's other commercials that are probably funnier, but it was the most effective commercial to produce sales in any organization. Right now, they study it in business school. Like, how did this happen? And the fact that they didn't have any preparation for that, They had their employees walking out the door in the mid shift. They had literally like the doors being locked by the managers and saying, we're not taking any more customers. And it's because they had no preparation for like, okay, we're going to have a line of people out the door. We need 4 fry cooks and we need to run in shifts and have 15-minute breaks for everybody. And they just said, nope, we got a line of people. We're paying you $8 an hour. Get in there and cook them burgers.
Yeah.
If they would have just
happened recently
prepared.
for me. Similar to that, I had a client that I had worked with, and I did take this, and I shouldn't have. It was worked out fine. They made a ton of money, but I did just their TikTok, and I didn't do anything else for them. And they suffered the exact same fate I thought they would by not taking all my services. And I learned through experience that you don't just take a piece of it. You gotta make sure you see the whole puzzle. Whenever you're doing marketing, you could explode and do really, really well. And it could also give you the same bad wind right behind it. And so you got to be able to control all the parts of your business, ops, sales, marketing. They work in tandem together.
Well, I'm challenged to the core. So I'm going to leave here and go home and burn all of my TikTok channels.
Don't do that. I need that.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm challenged because like I feel like I'm not doing a great job of measuring. But I'm just challenged on you guys out there. Like I'm here hosting this show, and I own 7 businesses, and I've got like all kinds of irons in the fire. And the more that I get, that's the problem with entrepreneurialism is it's a disease. Like we find a need and we fill it. And then we're very good at filling it. So we just keep finding the needs and filling them. Mm-hmm. And then like I thrive on starting things. I enjoy, like I get energy out of like beginning things. The things that most people out there like struggle with, and they're like, I can't even get out of bed to struggle to get out. Like I stay up to 2:00 in the morning to start another business because my brain just like loves this, but I don't do well with the measuring. And so the output on the other end is not as high as it should be, even though it's great ideas, like execution and then having somebody that can hold you accountable on the execution that has the ability to tell you no. That's a tough
That's
thing
where,
to put.
like, I know a lot of business coaches work directly with the founders. I find that the founders are very busy. I have to, a lot of times, just kind of plug in wherever they need me. And normally it's like at first with them getting access, and then it's with their teams. So most people that I work with have a team of people that are pretty good at what they do. They're just strapped because of the ops the way that they are. And then the marketing, a lot of people are spending a lot of money and they're not sure if it's working. And so I like to just dig in, see where you're spending money, what's management, what's ad spend, and then make sense of it. And then for your team, like website leads are always going to be more, ready to buy than somebody on Meta necessarily.
Yeah.
But website advertisers advertise on Meta for a reason. Right?
Yeah.
TikTok is reach, Instagram is reach, and teaching your teams how to leverage the reach available and all the free real estate online.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many places that every business should be listed, kind of like the yellow pages. Like you need to be on Yelp, you need to be on Facebook, you need to be on TikTok, like wherever you can have yourself listed.
Yellow Pages reference. I mean, you're too young to even Yellow Pages is, but it's funny because I was just sitting here thinking like the problem is that like I feel like that I'm 55, and so my generation, we remember the Yellow Pages, and we know Facebook, and we work with what we feel comfortable with, TikTok, Instagram, whatever else is out there. Even LinkedIn. Like I don't find myself in LinkedIn that much because I don't feel comfortable with it. The reason why I don't have an Android phone is because I learned iPhone, and I speak iPhone. So like I don't use an Android because of that. And so like I think for me the challenge is going to be is to push myself to get comfortable in areas that I'm not comfortable in.
Or deploy tech to do it for you.
Yeah. No, I mean I agree.
What
I mean I'm not saying that I have to do it physically, but I'm saying like I don't even deploy ships to that part of the world, so I don't evaluate anything coming back from that part of the world. So therefore I just write off that part of the world.
It's free real estate. It's ignored free real estate.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's there.
What do you think if you go to Google and you search yourself, how many times do you want to pop up?
Yeah.
It's how many times you're listed. So
yeah, I just talked to a guy that builds websites, and it was he was explaining to me he builds high-end websites, and he said he said what worked 5 years ago isn't even a part of the algorithm anymore in Google. They don't do SEO. Like SEO is not really
Is
the
it
thing that's,
AEO?
huh?
AEO?
Well, what he's saying is basically he said you need to have a blog, you need to have a YouTube channel, you need to have daily post on your social media feeds, but then they register and rank you on how many people actually follow you and how many people like you, and so don't think that you need to be posting everywhere, because you're not necessarily going to get all of the stuff that you want. And do you even, like, I don't even have, like, I'm processing, like, as he was talking to me, I was like, he said, you have to have the pixels tied in from this, and I was like, I didn't understand pixels, so I just didn't even tie them into my websites. And he's like, yep, that's the reason why you're down here, and you have to get your pixel rates. So there's so much, everything's going to change. Like, as we air this show, I'm telling you, like, within the next 6 months, guys, it's going to change again. And so either you got to become excellent, 10,000 hours of learning how to do this, or you need to get excellent people in your life that'll train, every 6 months, going back to learning again. I go to a chiropractor that goes every year back to get, he has over 600 hours of medical training. And it's because every year he goes back and gets another 60 hours of medical training. Do you know that average surgeon doesn't do that? Like, but that's the reason I use them as a chiropractor. And the thing is if you don't have the time to go in every year and spend, 600 hours of training to learn what the new thing that's changed, hire it out.
Yeah.
How do they find you?
I will, well, you can go to my website, omni-chrono.com.
How do you spell that?
OMNI-CHRONO.
Omnichrono.
Yes.
Okay.
I wanted it to be really unique because I wanted
.com?
people to have to ask me what it meant. Yeah.
Yeah. Omnicrom. Okay. Omnicrom.com. That's easy off the tongue. But
Omnichrono.com. And it's
omnichrono.com.
wait, everywhere, all the time.
Okay.
Because it's every level. It's all the things.
Omnichrono.com. And then they can follow you on Instagram or TikTok, or like, what's the place?
Every platform there is, I'm on it. So if you just search Courtney Renee Saba, Saba, you'll find me online, and I'm happy to connect on LinkedIn or YouTube or Facebook or wherever.
Yeah, guys, I can tell you that that in the short period of time I've had to actually work with her, I think it's been good to, like, learn the areas that I'm faltering in, and I challenge you guys, like, do the same, like, evaluate, like, get in and study to learn, like, the areas that you're not strong in, and plug in people or chatbots or something to keep evaluating, like, is this working? Because it's just like the Verizon commercial that says, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Just because they can hear you now, just because you've got 100,000 people that liked your last video on the roof or whatever company you're in, doesn't mean that you're effective, and doesn't mean that same video is going to apply 6 weeks later.
I've asked a bunch of entrepreneurs this question, and I think everybody that's watching this should ask themselves, are you looking at your data every day, every week, every month, every quarter, every year? Are you just looking at it when your tax guy says you're supposed to? If you're looking at it every day, you're in the top % of entrepreneurs. And if you don't know if you're looking at the full picture just yet, but you're trying, you're off to a good start.
Yeah.
So make a daily habit of checking your money needle, and then educate yourself during your commute. Don't turn on the radio or talk radio. Turn on your Audible, turn on your YouTube, get on your podcast. I had 12 years of listening to books while I commuted to a job that I liked my jobs. I liked my bosses and my staff, but it was not what I knew I wanted to spend my 168 hours doing forever, because it was an hour and a half there, an hour and a half back. But guess what? That's 3 hours a day I got to study that I could have been listening to the radio. So you can do that too. Yeah.
And that's a great point. I think entrepreneurs that I follow, the people that I find myself around, like, we devour books. Like, that's it's so funny. Like, I remember when I was young, when I was 20, like, I thought reading books made me weak. Like, I was like, well, I need to write books. I don't want to, like, read books. I want to figure it out myself. And the older I get, the more I realize I would rather learn from other people's mistakes and experiences than my own. So I think that's super valuable. And anyway, I greatly appreciate you coming on the show. We went a little bit over, but it was just so interesting, like digging into some of this stuff. I think is super critical for entrepreneurs. And thank you for spending the time with us.
Yeah, thank you. This was great.
Yep.
That's it for this episode of the Tenacious Entrepreneur. Thanks for tuning in and being part of this journey. Are you an entrepreneur with a tenacious story? We want to hear from you. Visit our website, tenaciousentrepreneur.com, and click on the Tell My Story link. If you got something valuable from today's episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with a fellow entrepreneur. Keep pushing forward, and remember, the end is only the beginning. A new episode drops every Wednesday at 7:14 a.m. Until then, remember to stay humble, stay focused, and be tenacious.